Okay, this is now part two of our series on can we still invest in Bitcoin, or is it too late for the ordinary individual to invest in Bitcoin? So I was going to play the video earlier in part one, but couldn't do it. I'm still learning how to shoot videos. So here it is, and I hope it will be okay. You can hear it well. The guy with the white hair, that's Michael Saylor. He's the CEO of MicroStrategies, which is one of the companies listed in the stock exchange. And listen to him. I hope you can hear it.
Did you ever think you would make it? I feel like some it tastes sweet victory. I know this life meant for me. Yeah, why would you bet on Goliath when we got bet David? Now you came in, giving values contagious. This world of entrepreneurs, we get no value to haters. How they run, homie, look what I become. I'm the one.
All right, folks. So I got a question for you. What's the biggest purchase you made today? I'm curious. What'd you buy today? Did you buy, maybe we went to lunch, you bought something at Chipotle, maybe you bought a car today, right? Maybe you bought a house today. My guest today bought $4.6 billion of Bitcoin today. Okay, that's Michael Saylor.
Did you hear that? $4.5 billion. So this is not loose change. This is not, in our language, barya. This is big time, billions for Bitcoin. This is called billions for Bitcoin.
MicroStrategy. Now, here's a kicker before we get into it. We've had him on, I think this is the fourth time, Michael, you've been on. Let's go to the first time we had him on, Rob, with the picture of how many signatures was on the wall. We barely had any signatures on the wall, right? This is Michael coming on the first time. We're talking about Bitcoin. Every time he leaves, everybody here would buy a Bitcoin or two. It's like, man, I got to buy something here. First time on, you came, was March 1st of 2022. At the time, the valuation of MicroStrategy stock was $41 a share. Then you came back December 5th of 2022. That's 9 months later. The stock value dropped 50% from $41 to $20.69. Then you came back on May 9th of 2023. The stock went up a little bit to $28. The stock today is valued at, if you can pull it up, Rob, $370, give or take, as of right now. And I think the last time net worth was around $1 billion or so. Today, net worth, just in these last months I talked about, folks, went from that billion and a half to roughly $9 billion. Michael, it's great to have you back on the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
I'm counting your money. I hope you don't mind it. I'm counting the money that I got here.
Well, I like the trend. If I just keep coming back, the stock will keep going up.
I like it. So right off the bat, today, Bitcoin's 90,000, 91,000. Did you already have it planned that you're going to make the investment today? Was the purchase already scheduled? Was it a pre-scheduled thing? Or was it, no, the market doesn't know, let's make the announcement, we're buying this?
On October 30th, we announced our 21-21 plan. So $21 billion worth of equity we're going to raise, and $21 billion we're going to raise in fixed income securities. And we filed this shelf registration to sell the $21 billion in equity in at-the-market offerings. So then the next week, we had the election, a lot of activity, the red sweep, and then that Monday, a week ago from today, we announced we'd actually bought $2 billion of Bitcoin. So that was like a $2 billion week, and it's like 27,000 Bitcoin or something. But then another week went by. So the announcement this morning was from last week's activity. So that's 5 days in the marketplace. So we did about $2 billion the first week, and we did $4.6 billion the second
This
week.
is the biggest ever, biggest purchase.
Yeah, I think it's the biggest Bitcoin purchase ever. Yeah.
Yeah, because I see this here. August 2020, you made $250 million. September 2020, 175. December 2020, you bought 50 million. February 2021, you bought $1 billion. November 11, 2024, last week $2 billion, and then today $4.6 billion.
Yeah, so $6.6 billion since we had our quarterly results. So, well,
One thing to notice there, if you did not see it, is one of the secrets of investing in Bitcoin is you've got to buy it consistently. So Michael Saylor has been buying it since 2020. So they ramped up their money and then they buy. Then they ramp it up again, they buy. That's regardless of the price in the market. And eventually what you will discover is it's called averaging. So if you buy one at 100 and then another one at 50, so the average there would be 75. So the idea is just consistently buy Bitcoin, and don't buy once and then forget it. No, you buy consistently. If you have $100, you buy $100 this week, $100 4 weeks from now, and so forth. Keep buying steadily. Now, you don't have the billions that Saylor has, but the principle is consistency. Just keep doing it. Why? Because if it's a long-term play for you, that means you're talking 2 years, 5 years down. Imagine the value of Bitcoin. Whatever you bought today, $100 today worth of Bitcoin, my goodness, in 2 to 5 years, imagine what that would be. So the first thought that we can learn, tip that we can learn from Michael Saylor is, even if you don't have big monies, you can buy and buy it consistently. So let's keep playing.
I think it's like 41, 42 times we bought Bitcoin in that range. So ever since August of 2020.
So 40 times ever since August 2020. That's a lot of times. So a friend of mine did not catch that when I was trying to explain it to her. But that's all right. It's better to learn it. That's why I'm going to be doing videos so that people can understand that it is not too late. If Michael Saylor is buying billions, then you would think that it is safe for you to buy $100 or $200 or $1,000 worth of Bitcoin, whatever spare money you have.
We keep buying, we don't sell. It's a very simple strategy. Bitcoin is Manhattan in cyberspace. I just want to keep buying Manhattan in cyberspace. I have this theory that one day 8 billion people want to put their money in Manhattan in cyberspace. And of course, the more we bought, the more transparent we are, the more the capital markets get behind us. So now, if you're...
So the second tip that you can learn is, why is he buying consistently? Because he sees the value of Bitcoin, and he is projecting, right now there are only 6% of the population, of the world's population, that's in some kind of crypto. So he is envisioning that one day 8 billion people, the balance 94%, will be waking up and looking for crypto. And he wants to be in now. That's the point. So you buy consistently because you want to have your crypto, a lot more crypto today, so that you prepare for the boom tomorrow. That's the idea. That's very simple strategy.
You're an investor on Wall Street and you're looking for the company that's going to buy up cyberspace, then you're buying MicroStrategy stock. And some people like Bitcoin, so they buy Bitcoin. Every day of my life I tell people to buy Bitcoin. Some people want more Bitcoin, right? The joke I have is the only thing better than Bitcoin is more Bitcoin. So we borrowed $4.2 billion at 82 basis points, and we bought Bitcoin with it. So for the people that like Bitcoin, they buy it, but people that really like it want to borrow a lot of money and buy more. And then there's another group of investors, the convertible bond.
There's another tip. For people who like Bitcoin, they buy Bitcoin. In his mind, those people who love Bitcoin and who want to make even more Bitcoin, what they do is they leverage their borrowing power, and they borrow money, hopefully at very low interest. Here they got it almost for free, and then they buy Bitcoin. Do I advise that? Yes and no. It depends on your capacities to pay. So the rules are very simple. One, do not invest what we call rental money that you need to pay for electricity, your house, your basic needs. Don't touch those. Okay, now if you have a source where you can borrow money at reasonably low interest, and you don't have any more, so you borrow money, that's all right to do. Although we are warned by scripture, you shall not borrow, because if you borrow, you will be a slave to the one that's lending you the money. So while it makes sense to a sailor, because of circumstances, he's not really borrowing, if you understand what he's saying. It is not advisable that you borrow and you get into debt to invest in Bitcoin. I do not advise that. Scripture, I think, supports me. The Hebrew scriptures, the Tanakh says very clearly, you can allow people to borrow from you. That means you're a lender, but you don't borrow, because you will become a slave to the one that's lending you the money. All right, so there are many more things to learn about Bitcoin. And one other thing that you learn picking this up is, if you're buying stocks, a lot of people buy Apple stocks or this stock or the other. What you can learn from here is, if you're in the buying of stocks, buy MicroStrategy stocks. Did you notice it has gone way up? Why? Because people now understand that this company is a unique company and it is investing in Bitcoin, and therefore you would have a double barrel advantage if you join MicroStrategy. Okay, they are a software company. Okay, so if you do that, then you're not, and their stocks go up, and then Bitcoin also goes up, which makes their stock even grow more and more. So it's a vicious circle going all the way up. So those are a few tips. We don't want to go longer than that. And so this is part 2, the end of part 2. If you have questions and you would like to have clarifications, then send me an email. I will put my email in the description below, or you can subscribe to my channel, like it, and we will have more of these. It's very informal, nothing flashy, nothing scammy. Beware of those super duper. This is straight from the heart. Ricky Sampson, signing off and wishing you a great day, and may God bless you. Bye.